Welcome everyone to HueFin News. Today is November the 29th, 2017, and it was a very eventful day for everyone who deals in the cryptocurrency market. The market has given us a change of tone, and I sent out a tweet around 1 o'clock telling you that the market was giving us a change of tone, and hopefully you guys saw that tweet. But if not, you were aware, or you should have been aware, that this was something that was on the horizon, and we talked about that yesterday. And I'm about to play the audio now of when I said that the market runs the possibility of moving lower, and let's hit it.
The market can come back down to $450, and if it gets hit with a lot of selling, it can definitely come back down to $440. And in the long term, we are definitely noticing the fact that once the market gives us a change of tone for all of these cryptocurrencies, the market can come all the way back down to $420, but we're not necessarily seeing that on tomorrow. And that goes for all of the cryptocurrencies that we are doing our analysis on.
So we told you guys on our video yesterday that the cryptocurrency market is giving us signs of a sell-off occurring. And the fact that it occurred today, we wasn't necessarily forecasting to happen today, because we saw that major move upward in the beginning of the trading day for all of these cryptocurrencies. But then that's when the tide changed and the market start to move over into selling mode. And we kind of gave you guys an indication on our video yesterday. So it should not come as no surprise that the market did what he did today. But for us, the only surprise is the fact that it occurred today, because we did not foresee it happening on today's trading day, but we definitely saw it on the horizon, and hopefully you guys saw that as well. So nevertheless, this is our daily cryptocurrency market analysis. We give you the news according to the charts. We eliminate the confusion to give you guys clarity, to make sure you guys take off your charts, all those other things that could give you trader's block, meaning that you have so many things on your chart that you find it hard to actually go in and execute a trade. And we have been showing you guys that it is very probable and accurate to use price bars and volume in your analysis and in your daily trading. And that also eliminates that mind process, the mindset of waiting to get in and to get out, because we eliminate the confusion. And this is how we give you all the news according to the charts, because as we said, the news is already on the charts, and we are the ones who interpret these charts for you all to give you price predictions and as well price directions for these major cryptocurrencies. And as always, before we get started, you know that we are not investment advisors, and we are not giving you investment advice, but rather we are the interpreters of the financial markets. We give you guys the analysis according to the price bars and volume to see where prices are forecasted to go. So you guys can see that the market cap for the cryptocurrency space dropped substantially all the way back down to 293.7 billion. Yesterday it was at 313. But one of the things I want you guys to see as well is that the markets in which these cryptocurrencies are being traded is increasing as well. And the Bitcoin dominance is now over 55%, which is also a clue that majority of the money in the market is in Bitcoin at this present time. But you guys can see that Bitcoin is trading lower on today compared to what it was yesterday. They're down almost 2%. Ethereum is down 9.36. Bitcoin Cash is down 13.05. Ripple down 17.28. Dash is up 10.05. And that says something for you all who are new to trading in the cryptocurrency space. Is the fact that when you have such a major sell-off in the market and you have one cryptocurrency close higher in double digits, it says a lot about this particular cryptocurrency. So that is definitely something that you guys want to research and see what makes Dash totally different from the other cryptocurrencies. So you guys can see Bitcoin Gold is down 11.39, Litecoin is down 9.64, IOTA is down 13.71, Monero is down 15.30, Ethereum Classic is down 24.42. So overall, you guys can see that the cryptocurrency space has taken a major hit, but you need these type of events to occur in the market, and the overall cryptocurrency space has been moving higher consistently over the last 4 or 5 trading days. And we're not talking just minor movement. We're talking about major moves in the market. And it's just about time for the market to kind of rinse itself or rejuvenate itself. And you needed a move as what occurred today in the market to re-energize for the next move higher. So let's see what is going to happen in the cryptocurrency market again for tomorrow. So we have Bitcoin down 1.30%. Last trade was at $9,778.80. So obviously we have this major widespread down bar, meaning the volume is exceedingly high as well. I don't think we haven't seen volume this high ever since the 15th of September. And you guys can see what was the result from this amount of volume occurring in Bitcoin on that particular day. So you guys can kind of imagine what is the probability of a move lower having this much volume on today's bar as well. So nevertheless, you guys know that the market did shoot a lot higher. It came all the way up to $11,441, and that's where the market participants initiated their sell campaign, their change of tone to where they're starting to relinquish or release all of the cryptocurrencies that they have for Bitcoin, and that's why the market closed towards the lower end of today's bar. And due to the widespread and high volume, it's quite natural that you would expect the market to continue to trade sideways and even lower again as well. So moving to a 3-hour time frame, you guys can see that Bitcoin can come all the way back up to $10,000. That is a very probable area for them to come and touch. And as well, given the fact that we had such a major move in a couple of bars, you guys got to have a wide spread in order for Bitcoin to come and trade sideways. So that area is going to be in or around that $10,000 area, and it could come all the way back down to $9,400 as well. It might even come like to $9,500. So those will be the areas that we will say that Bitcoin will continue to trade. And overall, given the change of tone right now, Bitcoin has a higher likelihood of moving lower too. So now let's go to Ethereum. So looking at Ethereum, they're down 8.60%. Last trade was at $426.90. And this is a very widespread down bar for Ethereum, and it's not expected for them to move higher. If it does, it might. I'm gonna move to a smaller time frame so we can see. But the volume is also high for Ethereum. We haven't seen this type of volume just like with Bitcoin on the 15th of September. So it tells you the magnitude of today's bar, today's trading, and what is the probability of where Ethereum can be headed. But in the short term, you guys can expect them to at least move sideways, and we're going to move it to a 3-hour chart to see where it's going to be that sideways trading action for Ethereum. So definitely you guys can see that Ethereum can come back up to $440, and as well they could come all the way back down to 410 in the short term. But definitely overall, you guys can see that Ethereum is trading sideways at the moment. But given the stockpile on this completed bar, as well as the very wide spread and the stockpile in the background, Ethereum looks to be trading lower as well. And it might find support around that $410 area, or even $400 and move higher from there. So now let's go to Bitcoin Cash. So Bitcoin Cash is down 7.71. Last trade $1,375.30. And we told you that Bitcoin Cash was giving us more precursors of weakness over the last 3 trading days, and we forecasted them to move lower. And initially we wanted them to at least come to $1,400, but as was mentioned in our video yesterday, that the overall market ran the condition of moving lower, and that's what occurred today in Bitcoin Cash. And the market still came back towards the high of the middle of today's bar, which still gives us the indication that interest around 1300, 1350 towards 1500 is still there for Bitcoin Cash, which is a pretty good sign for them to continue to move higher. But obviously we are not going to forecast them moving higher that quick. But the market did shoot lower on one particular 3-hour bar, and then the market traded sideways between buyers and sellers. And right now you can see that the buyers are trying to gain control of Bitcoin Cash, and it looks like this is the area for Bitcoin Cash to find some resistance. It might come all the way back up to around $1,400 and from there move lower, because it's going to take a push to go up bar, which is a precursor of strength for Bitcoin Cash to break through that $1,400. And if we don't see that, then Bitcoin will touch $1,400 and move lower. And once it moves lower, it can come all the way back down to $1,280. But the current bar that is forming right now is a precursor of strength. And if it breaks through this $1,400, then it could come all the way back up to $1,440 or even $1,480. So now let's go to Ripple. Ripple is down 13.94%. Last trade was at 23.5 cents. And we told you in our video yesterday about what occurred when Ripple came all the way back up to 28 cents the last time. And who would have known that the same thing would occur today in Ripple? The market shot substantially lower on the day, and it came all the way down to 20 cents. And that just tells you that the market participants really wanted to shake out or scare traders out of their positions on today. And usually that occurs when they want to go ahead and make higher prices for these particular cryptocurrencies. So even though the market for these cryptocurrencies are trading lower at the moment, this simply means that the market is going to be geared for higher prices as well. So due to the very wide large spread down bar, the market still closed towards the middle of this very wide spread. The volume is not as high as the other particular bars, especially the one that we saw here on the 16th of November. But nevertheless, the spread is about the same. And it is a good sign to see that Ripple at least came back up to that 23 cent area. And that could be the new area of support for Ripple. And we're forecasting them to at least trade sideways. And like we said, at 23 cents is going to be 22 cents. It's going to be that new area for Ripple to find that support. That first area will be 23 cents, and then definitely might come back down to 22.5 again in the short term, but it might come all the way back up to and around 24.5 cents. It might even come touch 25 if the market is still giving us more precursors of strength. So that is going to be our trading range for Ripple on tomorrow. So the first area that we will be paying attention to is for Ripple to come to 24 cents. And if we get precursors of strength there, then we're going to look for it to go to, you know, around 24.5 cents. And then from there, it might go up to 25 and then move lower. But if it moves lower from where it's currently trading, then we're looking for it to come to 23. and hopefully we might find some precursors of strength there and enter a trade there and ride Ripple as it moves higher. But if not, it might come all the way back down to 22.5 cents, and then we'll do that type of trade at that point in time. So now let's go to Litecoin. So Litecoin is down 6.98. Last trade was at $87.17. So Litecoin did shoot higher from our analysis yesterday, but we told you that it might close lower, and it did that. It came all the way down to $72. That is such huge volatility. This makes any sense in the regular financial markets. You can only get this type of volatility in one day in cryptocurrencies. For the market to go all the way up to $102 back down to 72, that is a very wide spread, meaning that a lot of business was being taken care of buying and selling for Litecoin today. The market came and was able to close towards the middle of the bar, back up to that $84 area. And that shows you that that is going to be a probable area of support for Litecoin in the future. So in the meantime, let's see where they will be trading to find resistance and support. So it seems as if support is going to be right here around the $84 area that we just mentioned, and resistance looks to be in or around that $89 to $90 area. It might even come all the way up to 88 and move lower from there. So you have to be real careful as to how high Litecoin can go. But given the strength of this move currently on light volume, kind of tells us that the sellers are not necessarily present. So it might actually go all the way back up to and around that $89 or even $90 area. Okay. So now let's go to Dash. Dash is up 10.83%. Last trade was at $675.65. And Dash did close higher on today. Even Dash almost hit $800 on today. That is fantastic. Dash is going to be the next cryptocurrency that is going to crack $1,000, and that is going to be huge overall for the cryptocurrency space, meaning that the global human population is becoming more accustomed to dealing with or trading and accepting cryptocurrencies as a way of life. So the market did shoot higher, but we do have stockpile on today's bar. And you can see that Dash came and found support today at that $650 area, but we're going to move it to a smaller time frame to see. Dash can definitely come back down to 640 though. So the market moves lower as we are still getting stockpile for Dash at the present time. It could come all the way back down to 640 or even 620, depending on if the buyers are not in the market. And it's going to have to overcome a lot of this investors, traders who are in poor positions, who were just waiting for the market to move higher so they can at least minimize their losses. Here it's going to have overcome with a lot of volume and a very strong precursors of strength bar in order for Dash to continue to move higher. So moving it to a smaller time frame, I want to see where we can find resistance. So resistance look like it can come up and to around $700. Okay, so Dash can, and it's running the prospect of at least coming to $700, or might come just to 690, 695 around this area, and might get weakness at this point, and then the market will move lower. So that's one thing that we would be expecting for Dash to occur, is because the volume currently is not there on the 60-minute bar. So now let's go to Neo. So Neo is down 13%. Last trade was at $33.09, and you guys can tell that this type of spread is definitely not natural. This is type of one of those algorithmic trading type bars to where computers doing the trading. This is what this resembles. To have NEO trade all the way from $39 back down to $4 is definitely frequency type trading that is occurring in NEO on today. And that is why we gave you guys a heads up yesterday about what can probably happen in the near term, and who would have thought that it would be today. But nevertheless, this is what occurred for NEO, and the market still came back up to close above that $32 area. And looking at a smaller time frame, you guys can see that NEO is at least coming right back towards that $30 area to find support, which is a pretty good sign, especially the fact that we had such a major move for this one particular cryptocurrency. So you guys can at least expect NEO to come all the way back up to maybe around $35 in the short term. But definitely it looks like NEO is going to be trading around, it might come back up to $34 to find resistance, and then it might trade lower from there. But overall it might even come up to 36 if the buyers are definitely in control and given the strength of this bar. But the volume is not backing this move higher, so it might just come up to 34 and move lower and come back to and around $28 as support as well. So that's going to be our trading range for NEO, $28 up to maybe 36 if the volume is backing, but right now it's not, so it might just come to $34.50. So now we are going to go to Ethereum Classic. Ethereum Classic is down 18.18%. Last trade was at $25.69. So it's kind of like beating a drum. Ethereum Classic came all the way up to that $33 area, and today the market shot substantially lower, and the buyers came in and brought Ethereum Classic back up to $24. So what it seems like all these altcoins are doing for tomorrow is that it's coming back up to an area to where they can continue to do business transactions, meaning that they could come and do more buying and selling at a certain price area. And that's what we're expecting for majority of these cryptos on tomorrow. We're not necessarily expecting a huge widespread higher or even lower on tomorrow, but tomorrow these cryptos should trade within a range compared to, just to kind of wash out what occurred today in the market. So looking at the 3-hour bar for Ethereum Classic, so you came back up to that $26 area, and now we are getting stockpile coming in for Ethereum Classic. So the range look like Ethereum Classic can come all the way up to 27 if we get the volume, and this is a very early bar, but if volume continues to come in on this bar, it can definitely come back up to 27. And if not, the market can first come back down to 24, but we can definitely see Ethereum Classic come all the way back down to and around that $23 or $22.50 area. So that's the price range for Ethereum Classic. So now let's go to the last one for today, and it is Monero. Monero is down 12.22. Last trade was at $173.10. So again, very widespread. Market shot substantially lower today. Buyers came in expecting the market to trade sideways, just like we told you for the rest of the cryptos. So now let's look at where that trading range is going to be. So we're looking for Monero to come at least up towards $180 or even $184. Like we said for all the other cryptos, if volume is back in the move, it could come all the way up to $184. If not, $180. And if it moves lower, just right here where it opened on this current bar, $168. And if we get more sellers in the market, it can definitely come and touch 160 or even 156. And all of this is dependent on the volume, because the volume is the linchpin that tells us how the market is going to move and how strong it is going to be moving in that particular direction. So that's one of the key reasons of why volume is very important in the market. And I know a lot of the new traders, especially those who watch this channel, may have been frightened to see that the market moves substantially lower on today. And being that this cryptocurrency is a very new invention, new technology, and it's this type of move today is meant to scare people. And if you were scared out your trade, then the market participant has accomplished their goal. But if not, then you guys need to just hold on to your particular cryptocurrencies, because the market will bounce, it will move around. And that's why we are here on this channel, to give you guys ideas of when the market is going to be moving. And we kind of gave you guys a clue on it yesterday, and we just got the timing wrong, which is expected, especially in the move like it was today. But we knew that it was coming and that it was on the horizon, and we saw it towards the half of today's trading day. That's why we sent that tweet out, to give you guys a heads up that the market is changing the tone. And that's probably one of the best ways for you all to stay abreast of some of the major changes that occurs in the market. It's when we see these changes, we will definitely send it through tweet to give you guys the quicker information as it is unfolding, rather than creating a whole new video and uploading it, and the whole move would have been completed and done with prior to you guys actually knowing what occurred in the market. So make sure you guys follow us on Twitter as well. But nevertheless, you guys just gotta, it's part of the game. I mean, we saw this thing coming, so it's not necessarily a bad thing. And that's why it's imperative for you all to continue to watch this channel, learn this language, because once you understand this language, you will not become a nervous trader. I mean, you guys can tell how calm we are on today's trading, because we position ourselves for this particular day to occur, and it came as no surprise. So, you know, hopefully you guys continue to watch. You guys will get the opportunity to understand and be taught this language, so you too can do it on your own, because that's one of the things that we are aiming for to provide to the community, to the world, is to grant you guys access to this language, to where you can learn it, and you can become your own bank, to where you can become your own investment advisor, and you be in charge of your own particular funds, because there's no better way to see your own particular funds increase in value by the knowledge that you have, and not being dependent on some other human being to manage your money for you. So that's one of our main purposes in coming to existence and operating as a business. So nevertheless, that's all we have for today. Guys, make sure you stay profitable. Stay tuned to this channel. We will have a lot of new things coming on in the future to allow you guys confidence and understanding, especially for all the new traders out there. I know today scared you all, but stay tuned to this channel, guys. You guys make sure you stay profitable, and I will talk to you later.